It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. One person has died in a single vehicle crash at Minderibba. Emergency services were called to Tokal Road near the Minderibba railway station at about 6:15 this morning to reports a car had slammed into a tree. They arrived to find one person dead at the scene. No other details are available at this stage. A hang glider pilot has survived a bad crash at Dudley. The 47-year-old suffered multiple leg fractures when he crashed into the base of a cliff yesterday afternoon. The crash site was on rock some distance away from the nearest road access, with the Hunter's Westpac rescue helicopter called in to winch the pilot to safety. He's reported to be in a stable condition in the John Hunter Hospital. The helicopter was also called to a property near Gloucester last night, where a 45-year-old man suffered serious injuries when his tractor rolled on him. Saddening statistics about the levels of suicide in rural areas last year, like the Upper Hunter, have prompted the Centre for Rural and Remote Mental Health to release a position paper on suicide prevention. The paper will focus on 5 key areas associated with suicide in rural areas, including prevention, support for family, and building protective factors in children. Director for the Centre, David Perkins, says the rates of suicide in country areas are double what they are in the cities.
But there are, what we do know is that the rates get higher as you become more remote. So the rates in Sydney are about 7.9 per 100,000, and the rates in remote areas may get as high as more than 20 per 100,000.
And if you or someone you know is struggling, call Lifeline on 13 11 14. Newcastle Council is calling for expressions of interest for the future use of Shepherd's Hill Cottage. The former marine rescue base was badly damaged in the April 2015 superstorm, and it could cost as much as $2 million to fix it. The marine rescue base has been forced to relocate, although the base commander, Ron Cadman, says they should be allowed to return once the repairs are carried out. There's already talk of transforming the cottage into a cafe or art space. The recent V8 Supercars event is set to propel Newcastle onto the world stage in a way residents have never experienced before. There were mixed reviews from some businesses around the race precinct, but overall the event was a huge success and it provided branding and economic benefits for the city. Meanwhile, Hunter Business Chamber CEO Bob Hawes says there's always something new to learn from inaugural events.
From a business viewpoint, however, we are aware of stories of some indifferent results that are anticipating one particular outcome, be it having a good day, and that didn't turn out, or alternatively where in some cases businesses were quite literally overrun and they were exhausted of product far quicker than what they anticipated. So a mixture of stories, and we need to be able to learn from that.
The Hunter is in for its first spell of summer heat this week. The mercury is tipped to reach the 30s and more, with a top of 41 forecast for Singleton on Thursday. Coastal areas will be very humid. Rain is expected on Friday and into the weekend, but it's still expected to stay warm.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
An own goal in the 92nd minute has given the Jets a 2-1 victory over Perth on Saturday. Perth appeared certain for victory, but 2 late goals sent the Jets home with an unlikely win. Coach Ernie Merrick says he's pleased with the side's fight back.
In the 88th minute, when we pulled the goal back and it was a 1-1, I thought, well, we've done all right. I didn't expect in the 92nd minute to get the corner kick and score from the corner kick, and it was the 2 substitutes that were involved in both goals.
Meanwhile, the Jets W League side have jumped up the ladder after downing Brisbane 3-0 yesterday. Aaron Gilliland was the player of the match, grabbing 3 goals in the first half. The win sees the side sharing the competition lead with Perth and Brisbane. The Hunter has finished 3rd spot overall at the New South Wales Interbranch Surf Life Saving Championships over the weekend. The races pitted the best Ironmen and women in the state across all ages against each other at Stockton Beach for their respective regions. It marked 22 years since the Hunter last finished in a podium place. And Rankin Park's Cameron Ivory has pressed his claims of joining the Commonwealth Games team after winning the Australian mountain bike event in Orange over the weekend. And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 28, 30, 17, 14, 34 and 36, and the supplementaries are 44 and 45. 2NURFM News Time 26 to 9.